Now, if you've been to a pub or restaurant recently, you may have noticed signs saying they're short-staffed and asking people to bear with them. In Westminster alone, there's a shortfall of more than 10,000 positions across venues. And to try to tackle this staffing crisis, there's a huge recruitment campaign underway. Thomas Magill is at a restaurant in the West End. Tell us more, Thomas.
Yes, well, I'm in a busy restaurant in central London this evening, just a stone's throw actually from the Palladium, and yet it is one, like so many others, facing challenges finding staff. So some of these guys are having to perhaps wait just a little bit longer for their food this evening, like many other places in the capital. But today, the fight back begun. Big companies come together with training organisations, UK hospitality and others to start the search for workers in areas that they wouldn't traditionally look for people to work within the hospitality sector. Hoping for a job in hospitality. This is Darren from Southwark. He's just returned home after being at university. And then there's Montserrat from Kingston. Both here looking for a job for very different reasons.
For me, it's not about the salary per se. For me, it's about career development, and most people I've spoken to here, they have trainings for one to progress in one's in hospitality career.
Me, who wants to do film, I always do like night shots or night photography, and sometimes I switch it to the daytime. But hospitality jobs allow me to flexibly choose when to do daytime or nighttime and plan my weeks thoroughly.
Today's job fair is the first of its kind, targeting potential candidates from different walks of life, hoping to fill the big employment gap in Westminster at this challenging time.
The sector is working really hard to make sure that it is a career of choice, that they're an employer of choice, and that we're looking at progression, reward and recognition. Today's job fair is particularly aimed at those who've not considered hospitality as a career, those who are returning to work, over 50s, disabled, ex-offenders, homeless people, those who would need a little bit of extra support in order to get them back to being viable in the jobs market.
Justine is in charge of recruitment for 2 5-star hotels. She says they're now offering a whole host of benefits to try and attract the very best candidates in the business.
I think it's just about letting them know that there's training, there's opportunities to have free meals on duty. With the cost of living crisis, things like that are very important to people. They can get a hot meal every day. We can provide them a uniform, we can provide them with structured development and career paths. So it's really just selling the whole opportunities about what we can offer as a company and hospitality in general, really.
So how successful has today been then for those looking for work and those searching for staff? So how did it go, Darren? I saw you chatting to one employer there.
So it went very well basically. Came in here, got the job within like 5 minutes with the casino, bartending role. Very successful, very happy about it. Basically we'll have a job start probably next week or probably very, very soon, almost probably tomorrow actually.
I've got around 12 people that I think they're very interesting, that I'm inviting along to come and do a trial shift. And one person who's a sushi chef has already gone for an interview, is on his way there now. And that's a really challenging role to fill. So if I found the sushi chef today, I'll be a very happy young lady.
It's thought there are 10,000 vacancies available in Westminster alone. So many here today will be hoping this is the start of finding suitable candidates to keep London's shops, bars and restaurants open and the city at the top of its game. So lots of optimism there today, but with 10,000 vacancies in Westminster, they have a big mountain to climb. And one of the organisations that was there was Spaghetti House, and we've come to one of their restaurants in central London to speak to the HR manager, Clara. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So you guys have 10 restaurants all in central London. Talk me through, how has the numbers of staff changed then in recent months and years?
Oh, well, the numbers have changed completely. Back in March 2020, just when the pandemic started, most of our staff was from overseas, and most of them unfortunately left for many different reasons. Of course, they were far from home, so we found ourselves with a lack of staff. So things have changed also from the point of view of the recruitment. So we had to completely rethink a new way of getting staff on board. And I think this idea of the Westminster Works project is really more than welcome, and I really hope will help all of us.
Of course, and of course there's big competition. You were among other huge businesses today. How are you specifically attracting staff into Spaghetti House?
So we are, as you know, an independent and family-owned business. So it's really important for us that this family environment is kept. So for us, offering flexible working hours to the people, to the candidates who want to join us is really important. We do also offer a training development program and also personal development program, on top of the meal on duty and other perks like a competitive salary and a share of the trunk. So I really hope the staff, potential staff, will look at the whole package that Spaghetti House will offer them.
Fantastic. Clara, thank you for inviting us in. And we heard that time and time again today. People are having to offer more in order to attract people into those roles. But I have to say as well, throughout the morning, the protocol down there was every time a vacancy was filled, someone blew a big whistle. And as the day went on, more and more of the whistle could be heard. So it's fair to say that the recovery of London's hospitality sector seems to have begun. Back to you, Lakshmi.